The Shibuya arc is one of the most insane arcs I ever read in manga. So much happened very early in the story, with a lot of epic moments. I'm gonna go over 8 chapters that I consider 10 out of 10 chapters. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Yuno, and now you know. If you enjoyed this video at any time, giving a like would be appreciated. Now, let's get to the video. Chapter 89, The Shibuya Incident Part 7. This chapter was so thrilling. This was the chapter that really made me realize this wasn't going to be some small arc, it was a war arc. Gojo being talked about since the beginning of the series being the strongest, and this chapter really showed how much of a threat he truly is. I know we've seen it before, but god damn, this just makes me think I would hate if he was against us. This gave me Hunter x Hunter vibes as well with the narration. Beautiful chapter. Number 7, Chapter 126, The Shibuya Incident Part 43. This chapter was exactly what I needed from the constant heartbreak we were receiving. Just like Yuji, I gave up all hope. I felt like I was in his shoes at the time. Yuji's shaking, trembling, tearing up, no strength to keep going on, until that spark of hope comes. Brother Todo shows up and every ounce of stress I felt disappeared. His speech as he enters, "We are the exception. Beautiful." I did need to take a breather after reading this chapter, but I'm glad I left on a high note. Number 6, Chapter 132, The Shibuya Incident Part 49. Yuji and Mahito are 2 characters that I love seeing getting attention in the series, and this class has been nothing less than special for me. Having that moment where Yuji stands above Mahito and the Predator tells him he's going to kill him again and again and again. I love this moment. Everything Yuji has went through in this arc shaped him up to become what he is right here, right now. Number 5, Chapter 110, The Shibuya Incident Part 28. Am I biased because Toji's my favorite character in the series? Yeah, sure, we can say that. Not only did I think this was a badass chapter, but I thought this was a great way to explain how powerful someone without power can be. There was one comment that I saw in this reaction that stuck out to me, and they said, "Some people call Toji the Madara of Jujutsu Kaisen." I couldn't agree more. Toji just walks in and murders everything. Even where we're at in the manga now, he's still being mentioned and regarded highly as one of the strongest characters. Number 4, Chapter 113, The Shibuya Incident Part 31. So I'm not a part of the camp that thought Megumi was going to get completely blown out by Toji, but I would have been lying if I say I wasn't worried. Now, my initial reaction, I was rather stunned by the climax of this, but I slept on it, reread it a few more times, and honestly, this was the best ending for Toji. I personally don't like bring back the dead trope in manga, but I really hate it when they overstay their welcome in the story. I also like that Megumi is still unsure of who Toji is. Seeing Toji's reaction to Megumi when he said he was a Fushiguro instead of a Zenin warmed my heart. Number 3, Chapter 112, The Shibuya Incident Part 30. This chapter filled me with the fear of Sukuna, recklessly killing and showing why he's dominant. This chapter really put this arc on another level. I knew shit was about to go down, but not like this. I love how the girls try to bargain with Sukuna and he completely denies their offer and kills them. The King of Curses has such an amazing chapter. Number 2, Chapter 125, A Story About a Girl. I love this chapter, but fuck this chapter. Fuck this chapter. This series has an incredible cast of strong women. Seeing one go was hard to watch. I still have hope of her coming back one day in the manga, but man, once I realized the backstory was a bit more fleshed out, I thought to myself, she's about to clock out, isn't she? If she does come back, it's going to be a huge moment for the series. Number 1, Chapter 120, The Shibuya Incident Part 38. Now, gearing up for this chapter, I was warned. Y'all warned me about this chapter, and I was not prepared. Emotionally, this was such a hard fucking chapter to read. Rest in peace, Nanami. This was such a great send-off for him. You got it from here. Come on, tell me that isn't badass. One of the other parts that meant a lot to me was the dialogue from Nanami, wondering why he kept pressing on and why he was there to begin with. Then we see Hibari pointing at Yuji. And we got to talk about the beginning, Yuji trying to collect himself from all that went down, yet he still presses on forward. There has been so much growth in Yuji, and he feels like a completely different character by the end of this arc. And those are my 8 10 out of 10 chapters of Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya arc. If you want to see more like Jujutsu Kaisen reactions, discussion videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, that way you'll know when it's out. If you want to see more of me, follow me on Twitter at if you know you know, and until then, you know where to find you know.